I wanted to talk to you guys about the moon energy and the moon's connection to women, to the feminine, to the allure of femininity. And so the moon in us is part of our law of attraction formula. It's also connected to how we attract dollars. A great teacher once showed to me that the word allure is in the word dollar. And I find this path with the moon to be one that always brings you back to the basics of astrology. In studying your moon, you're connected to your inner personal world. And it's also the inner desire, like that sensitive desire that you would like. When you have your moon in a certain zodiac, it shows you that personal desire. And it shows it to you in a general sense. It shows it to you in a way of law of attraction. So the moon is kind of like one of the formulas for your own personal law of attraction. We're getting some good cat energy here. There's a cat following me as I'm recording this. So I think that's confirmation that the cat is not leaving me alone. Okay, so let's talk about the moon and how she likes to be loved, rubbed, and pet like your cat. Like this cat is not leaving me alone. Okay. So in understanding your moon zodiac position, you get to understand and put a language to how you feel when you feel at your most inner fulfillment of law of attraction. And one of the best ways to do this is through looking at the allure of a lover. A companion. The moon loves a good company. And through the zodiac, you can find your allure. So, for example, a moon in Gemini really wants their allure to be curiosity. And so your laws of attraction with the moon in Gemini, is that when you can imagine that you're a very interesting person that piques people's curiosity, this will satisfy your moon energy deeply. And so part of what, if you're not in a good law of attraction, then you're going to feel like no one is curious about you. No one's really interested in you. No one wants to take even a peek at you. People might avoid you with their eyes. It's people may not want to talk to you and things like that. People might literally avoid you because your law of your own attraction is not being fulfilled. So if you had, for an example, a moon in Gemini, then you would want to start reaffirming your beliefs and how you feel about yourself by saying, I'm interesting. I pique people's curiosity. People are very interested in what I have to say. People really love my words, right? If you get really acquainted with this and affirm this part of your moon energy, this is a basics of manifestation with your astrology. So let's go through the zodiac briefly and talk about this to help, paint the color for everyone. All right. And if you would like worksheets and audio readings on this, I'll provide the way to access that. Okay. So for example, moon in Aries is you feel the most allured, when you physically look good. So you want to be a model. You want people to sneak glances at your body, at your muscles. You want that. And you will feel less attractive, less capable if you don't have that energy owned within you, right? And so you'll attract people who also don't really want to look at you, who might think that you're ugly, who might think that you're not presentable with a moon in Aries. So a moon in Taurus, it would be connected to, see, the moon in Taurus actually is really happy here, and she really wants to be valued. And it's something that is not at a cost, like a price. It's something that is a feeling of being valued. When you feel valued, you know it, because a moon in Taurus, something about you, people need it. Like a utility bill, they need it. And you feel valued because they're using something about you consistently. And this makes you feel like you're necessary, practically necessary in life. So anti-attraction, the cat is still with me, y'all. And the anti-attraction for the moon in Taurus would be that you make something and people don't really like it. They don't really use it. They don't use it. Forget about like it. Like, they might like it, but they don't listen to it every day or partake in whatever it is that you made regularly. Or maybe it's just you getting people wanting to partake in your presence consistently could also feel like value, so that's how I would interpret that one. We've talked about Gemini, so let's move on to Cancer. With the moon in Cancer, this is really connecting to this sense of safety, and you want people to be curious. No, sorry, not curious, that's Gemini. You want people to feel safe, and you want to feel safe around them, physically and emotionally, specifically. And so this emotional safety is an allure. You like people who make you feel emotional safety, and this means your feelings won't get hurt, and they don't find it to be a problem to take care in that. Those are the best kinds of people. So with a moon in Cancer, if you're in an anti-law of attraction, it might mean more with the moon in Cancer, it might mean more people are reckless with your feelings. And you might be really frustrated in love or in your law of attraction because you really see that your feelings don't matter. Your sensitivities are funny or whatever, right? So this can work also with the sun energy, but the moon, it creates a satisfaction feeling when you start to imagine or affirm for yourself with the moon in Cancer, actually, I could attract people who make me feel safe and who are safe with my feelings. It starts to deeply fulfill you, and you start to tap into that frequency. When the moon is in Leo, you need a lot of attention. And this is more than piquing curiosity. This is people are surrounded by you because they're inspired by you, and they also get a lot of warmth from your energy. So they also get light by standing near you, by being with you. They get the spotlight. They get a part of that. So with that sense of altruism and giving and cultivating that. So you need a partner, or your law needs to be something that your partner really celebrates you and adores you, things that are connected to this upliftment. They don't need to be delusional, right, and too clingy, but that they really see you in a highly revered way. When it comes to the moon in Capricorn, it's similar, but it's really more on the level of respect. They're not going to, with the moon in Capricorn, they're not going to try to dominate you. And a moon in Capricorn like like if you're repelling your allure, that's what's happening. People are trying to dominate you, and it doesn't necessarily feel good. So with the moon in Leo, if you are repelling people, then they probably talk a lot of shit about you. They're trying to expose you. They're probably gossiping about you, right? And they're trying to tear you down, like, because this is fire energy. And if it's not celebration, then it is, still like being seen before the defamation kind of a thing. So you really need to work on the affirmations that people adore you, that people celebrate you. And you need more of that celebratory frequency to satisfy your emotional space and comfort. With Moon and Virgo, the allure is that people need you because you have so much to service others and helping them get their shit together. But you're repellent, right, against your allure might have a lot to do with that. People think that you're too micromanaging, you're too prickly, right? So like it would satisfy you emotionally that a partner like really finds you to be somebody who is an expert at something, and they really value your technique and craft. And they are a bit of a follower of you, but not necessarily a follower. They're like they're synergy with you, with your expertise, and it helps you to feel useful in service and helping them upgrade themselves, and they are willing for that. Okay, when it comes to the moon in Libra, this is also connected to like good company, like the moon in Cancer, good collaboration. The moon in Libra is also synergy, very much so like Virgo as well. Libra is a conglomeration of a few of all of those placements, because she's feminine. From the moon in Cancer, she gets those needs, but from like Virgo, she's also getting the need to be, really valued and seen as important in people's lives. And so this level of synergy is important. So a Libra who is repellent in their allure, they don't work well with others, and other people don't feel like they work well with them either, or they might feel like they're too fake or phony, because Libra can put on the mask, and there's a level of not being all the way there with people. So the allure for Libra, if you're thinking about like attracting a partner, right, is like this person like really likes to be around me, like my presence, my look, everything about me. They desire to be around somebody like me, with my complete arrangement of what I have to offer. And so people also, like a moon in Libra, will want to look like good arm candy. So they want to help their person look better in the world by just their look, versus like Virgo, where it might be by some actual action. The Libra could just be by showing face. So they want to be seen as important to this person's social status as well. And so like a moon in Libra can have issues with like in-laws and things like that, where they might not attract an in-law that thinks that they're like good enough for their daughter or son, right? So a moon in Libra needs to create affirmations that like, I impress people, I impress the people in my person's life, and they really value my position on things. And that will really help the Libra, Moon and Libra person to reinforce their need to be important to people, relatable, and enhance people's lives. So the Moon in Scorpio, well, this is somebody who needs the goods, right? They need to have the best of the goods, which is what's on them, their tools, their body, right? So a Moon in Scorpio, they love to be with somebody who makes them feel sexy, makes them feel so damn fine, makes them feel like they are, the cream of the crop. And they found the best out of the bunch because this one looks good. It's the package. It's and it's sexy too. I've got my beauty and my sex toy with Moon and Scorpio. And when Moon and Scorpio feels that deeply, then it's great. So if the person, everyone can really be experiencing cheating to a degree, but a Moon and Scorpio, their probably actual outcome of repellent is that their partner is a cheater, and there's this overall feeling of inadequacy sexually. So they need to reaffirm that their partner's losing out on this unique diamond of a tool that they have. And so reaffirming there's no, there's no pussy better than this, or there's no dick better than this, there's no, you're not going to have the best type of sex, no better sex than me. These types of affirmations will help in fuel that inner frequency of a Moon in Scorpio. So then if you look at Moon in Sagittarius, this is an energy where the person is, their allure is so connected to everybody else wanting them. So it has this cult-like allure. And to feel like everybody wants you makes you feel like a chooser. But, it's not the feminine chooser, or the cat is back. It's not a feminine chooser. It's daddy's favorite chooser. And when you get to be in the position where you get the choice of the selection, that really satisfies a Moon in Sagittarius. So Moon in Sagittarius with a repellent allure doesn't feel like they have that selection. They feel like somebody else has that selection. Somebody else is the chooser, the daddy placement. So the Moon in Sagittarius needs to affirm that everybody, kind of wants me. Everybody's really fighting for the chance to be in my reverence. And it can feel very grandiose, but it is kind of like that because it's kind of like being that accessible person, right? You're accessible, but you're not a commodity. And you're not even playing in that game. You're playing a game of heightened sense of awareness of who I am. And so people need to feel like, you need a partner that treats you like a goddess, or a god in a way. They don't need to take it too far. Don't get too delusional, but it's somewhere on that level. So I talked about Capricorn. Aquarius, a Moon in Aquarius needs to feel deeply like their person sees them as a friend and treats them with kindness. And so their repellent will be somebody who really they don't treat them like a friend. They don't treat them with kindness. And a Moon in Aquarius can be so disassociated that they'll take any sort of situation, right? That their repellent will be more needy, herd-like, like the sheep. They'll do whatever the person wants, and disassociate, not like revere, like I'll follow you like a cult, like I'm kind of like not really here anyway, and that's one of the repellents, because it's kind of like, damn, like, I can toss you around. And the moon in Aquarius needs to feel like this person is going to be kind to them, and this really satisfies that moon energy. The moon in Pisces is connected to this sense of glamour and mystery. And the person with the moon in Pisces wants to feel like they're mysterious. And this sense of mystery allows them to hide any sort of weakness that they may have, because they may feel kind of weak in comparison to many people, unless they have like a sun in Aries or something like that. Like they may feel too sensitive, too emotionally able to be manipulated into anything. And that usually is their anti-lure, like their repellent, is that they are kind of like the moon in Aquarius, but even more so emotionally kind of handicapped and not really able to get themselves out of a state where they're crying all the time, or where they're kind of illusioned themselves into apathy, or not having any belief of self, let alone self-importance, of self, period. Like self doesn't exist. And these are all like coping mechanisms for a moon in Pisces who's repellent. So the thing with them is that they need their partners to see them with rose-colored glasses, to give them lots of grace, and to still see them as like edgy or mysterious. So affirming that, my partner still sees me as really cool, even when I fumble or make a mistake. And my partner really like adores me too, in a sense, really, the glamour needs to be on there. My partner is really glamorized by me. He's really maybe the hypnotize is too much, but to feel like they have some sort of magic, and their partner enjoys that, is a willing participant of being a part of the magic, where no matter what they do, they kind of still look really good in their eyes, or so compassionately loved by their partner. This will really help a moon in Pisces to tap into the frequency of their allure. So that's my take on the moon, you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.